You wanted the best. You've got the best podcast, the hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hi, folks. It's Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com. There you go. That makes it official. Welcome to Big Show, my family and friends. We certainly appreciate you guys because we couldn't ever do it without you if it wasn't for you guys. You guys are the most wonderful audience in the world. Has anyone ever told you that? Because I try and tell you guys as much as I can. You know, for 15 years, we've been bringing you the smartest people, the CEOs, the billionaires, the White House advisors, governors, Congress members, U.S. ambassadors, astronauts, TV, Pulitzer Prize winners, some of the most smartest people from all the top news domains in the world. And when you guys listen, you guys join an elite crowd of people that bask in the Chris Voss Show glow, as we call it. I'm actually ordering some coffee mugs that show that I'm drinking from the Chris Voss Show glow cup. So maybe we'll add those to the merch as well. And all that we do in inviting you down that road is, could you please, for the love of God already, invite your friends, family, relatives to the show. Reach out to people. I mean, I want you to go door knocking on Saturday morning and say, hey, we're not with the Mormons. We're not with the Seventh-day Adventists. We're with the Chris Voss Show. And we want you to know that if you listen to the Chris Voss Show, you're going to be smarter, brighter. You're going to know so much. You're going to enjoy and bask in the Chris Voss Show glow. And guess what? There's no membership fees. So there you go. That's all you have to do. So get out there and knock on some doors, people. Stay away from the door signs that say marketers will be shot. Don't do that. Today we have an amazing young man on the show. He's going to be talking to us about his amazing company called Zip. And we're going to get to know what they do. It's an app where you can pay later where you want. Larry Diamond is the co-founder and U.S. CEO of a leading financial services company called Zip. Larry co-founded Zip with Peter Gray in 2013 with the goal of disrupting the broken credit card model, using technology to create a more accessible and flexible alternative. He's led Zip from a fintech startup to one of the leading digital payment tech companies. And today, Zip is listed as an ASX company with millions of customers globally. Before Zip, he spent 12 years in retail, technology, and investment banking, where he first saw the opportunity to digitize financial services with innovative products that bring customers and merchants together. Zip is a leading financial services company offering innovative, people-centered products that provide customers and merchants together, or that bring them together. On a mission to be the first payment choice everywhere and every day, Zip provides flexible and accessible payment options to customers and is committed to responsible lending and being steered by Zipsters that are experts in retail, finance, and payments. I want to be a Zipster. Welcome to the show, Larry. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for having me, Chris.
There you go. And when it says steered by Zipsters, is that your customer base, I guess?
No, they're actually the Zip employees.
Oh, the Zip employees.
Zip employees, the Zipsters.
Oh, there you go. Well, if it pays well, I want to be one. But Zipsters, I like that. So I was walking around the office there going, I'm head chief Zipster.
Chief, we can give you the role of chief evangelist officer.
Oh, there you go. I like that. But I want the Zipster in the title too. I think that's fun. I think it's fun. Yeah. So give us your .com. Where can people find you on the interwebs to get to know more about you and your company?
Yeah, so we are www.zip.co.
There you go.
Nice and simple.
2013, you guys have been around for a long time. 10 years, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. I didn't have any gray hair before I started, so it's been quite the journey.
Welcome to being an entrepreneur. It ages you fast. It's kind of like being an entrepreneur is like, you ever see those analogies they do, or the side-by-sides of the presidents, like when they enter office and when they leave, especially when they've been there for 8 years. You know, Obama went in, he looked like he was 10, and then he comes out and he looks like he's 100. That's those sort of analogies. It's kind of like that, being an entrepreneur. So give us, in your words, a 30,000 overview of your company and what you guys do.
Yeah, look, Zip, ZIP, we really want to disrupt the world of financial services. And the product that we have here in America really is a credit card of tomorrow for the customer of tomorrow. We don't believe the banks are doing it right. We believe many customers are caught in the blind spot of the traditional banks, that they're underserved, misjudged, and we feel that we can understand customers a lot better. We're customer centric, and so we give customers credit. We help them build their profile over time, and ultimately, the long-term plan is we want them to come and bank with us too. But right now, we are in the buy now, pay later space. So if you go to the checkout of places like Best Buy, you can spread the cost of those AirPods over 2 months and provide that flexibility.
There you go. And this is probably an important app to have since Black Friday is just down the corner, eh? You want to grab those Black Friday deals, stack them up, I've been already doing that with some of my accounts. I'm like, hey, pay everything down so we have plenty of money to grab up all the hoard all the Black Friday sales. So
get ready now. Absolutely.
Clear the accounts. Get ready to hammer down. I want millions spent on every Black Friday deal I can get. Wow. So these are good. I've used them, some of your competitors over the thing. I'm going to try your guys' service out now. I've downloaded the app, and they're great, especially for, you shop, you see something you want. Maybe you want to put it on a float, where you don't want to spend the cash right away because you're an entrepreneur, you're always juggling cash in different ways, or, you're like, hey, I'd rather put some money over here for advertising or stuff. But they're kind of great on the flip to take and do those. I really like them. What do you find most customers find appealing?
It's you just triggered for me our first customer, and the story that we like to tell is, as you said, 10 years ago now. So it's been a few years, but Naomi came through the checkout. She was looking to buy this. The story we like to tell is she was going through the checkout around Christmas time, so coming up to this time of year, and she was looking to buy a bicycle for her son for Christmas, a $300 bicycle. And at checkout, she basically had a couple of options, right? Option one was she could put on the credit card and get stung with 30% interest after 25 days, and she wasn't best pleased to do that. The second option was paying from the debit card, her bank account. But of course, as we know, Christmas is an incredibly busy time, shopping for presents for friends and families, purchasing food, etc. Or she could select Zip and pay over 3 months in equal interest-free installments. And so when she selected us for that, we sort of realized we had product market fit. And so, we see the Zip solution, back to your question, really being used from the aspirational, buy now, buy more, buy better, to also the everyday. It really started in the Gen Z and millennial space, but it's really starting to move right up to those even in 40s and so forth, who are looking at for the home, for furnishing, and for fitness.
There you go. I mean, sometimes people, maybe they're between paychecks. They're waiting for that Friday paycheck. There's a purchase, like I've used it for, like, I remember one of my favorite coffee places that I coffee from, they ordered this massive 50% off sale.
So you went all in?
I went all in, man. I bought hundreds of dollars worth of coffee, and because it was like I don't know, it's a once a yearling. I'm sitting around right now, almost a Black Friday, ready to punch that button again because I need more coffee. But it took, I think I bought like a year's worth of coffee or something, but it was 50% off. And so I grabbed it. But I imagine, people that live paycheck to paycheck, or at least, they get their money every 2 weeks. And unlike us entrepreneurs, we were just like, hey, just give me some money. The at least successful ones.
Can I come over for dinner?
Yeah, sure, anytime. So they basically, they can grab these deals if they see something they want, a gift they need to buy for maybe what is it, a Christmas thing or something along those lines. Everyone sometimes gets squeezed, and you see a deal and you want to grab it and you want to go. So
that's why smoothing.
There you go. So what different services or brands can people use it with? Can they use it with some of the bigger shops like Amazon, or what are some different ways people can use it?
Yeah, so the Zip product over here in the States, we actually run in two major markets: Australia, where I'm actually from,
Mm-hmm.
been living here for a year now, running the Zip business, and over here in the States. So when you look at America, we are in places like Fanatics. So you want to go and buy some merchandise, buy some tickets. Best Buy, fashion brands like Fashion Nova and Shein. But the other beautiful thing about Zip is, we're really trying to be that credit card of tomorrow. Is you can use us anywhere. So once you download the Zip app, effectively you can split any purchase in four out there in the wild. So even at merchants where Zip isn't accepted, whether you're going, as you said, the big coffee purchase or jumping into Walmart or any other stores, you can actually generate a paying for effectively credit card on the fly and use that to shop anywhere. And it was something we pioneered about 6 years ago here as the new form factor.
And so you can make your own credit card. Like basically, you get like a virtual scan that you can use the NFT or NFC. NFT.
Yeah, NFT.
Don't do that.
That's coming. That's in the future product roadmaps. No, you're spot on, right? You generate a virtual card, a one-time virtual card for the amount of the purchase. So it could be a $200 purchase, and allows you to basically spread the cost of that over 1 or 2 pay cycles. Works incredibly well, as you said, for people that budget month to month, or those that have infrequent income. You might have a side hustle or a gig economy worker, and you're getting paid infrequently throughout the month. A tool like Zip really lets you manage and spread the cash flow responsibly over those 1 or 2 paychecks.
There you go. And I've just been sitting here signing up to the service, going through all the different prompts and stuff. So now, can it only do 4 payments system, or can you do more payments?
So this paying for, which 10 years ago really hadn't been heard of. Customers and many Americans are starting to see it at many checkouts. But our mission really is to be the best at delivering short-term credit to America. Those, I would say, FICO 670 and below, is about 100 million Americans that we believe are underserved, and delivering any short-term credit experience. So paying for is where we are today, but we are looking at how we evolve the product over the next year or two. But paying for really seems to be the mode of choice that customers have gravitated to. It's very easily, you pay every fortnight for about three fortnights, and works comfortably over those paychecks.
There you go. So people can't get too over their head. They can keep it kind of nice and clean and be able to do it very well. So you guys have a Chrome integration app, I think, with the extension?
Yeah. So we've got a Chrome extension. We're also integrated into the Microsoft Edge browser. You'll see us at some of those stores that I mentioned earlier. But then again, in the wild, from the app, you can actually shop at any site across America and split any purchase in 4. Very, very easy.
That's pretty amazing, man. And so people can do that. They pay a nominal amount of interest for what they would do for that. Can they pay it off quicker and cut the interest?
Absolutely. So we really want to empower customers and provide flexibility. People have gravitated to the pay in full because it is set and forget. As you say, we're not encouraging customers to build high balances that incur high revolving interest. It neatly amortizes over those 3 pay cycles, and so people really tend to use it as an entry product into the world of credit, learning these great habit and preferences. And so we do include features in the app that allow you to pay back quicker. Right? We actually encourage customers to pay back quicker, and the quicker you pay back, that also allows us to say that, all right, you might have come in and got a credit limit of $300, $500. Okay, you've demonstrated really healthy behavior. We can start to increase your internal Zip score, which allows you access to more credit. So really focused on those responsible attributes.
There you go. I imagine so with being able to create your own credit card, you can use it virtually anywhere that accepts credit cards. You don't have to have it integrated into different services like Amazon, Newegg. You can just use the credit card on Amazon or Newegg, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, spot on. What's interesting is we actually do work with Amazon in Australia. We've been working with them for
really?
5 years. So if you do go to the checkout in Australia, you will see Zip. But over here, Visa's a key partner of ours.
Mhm.
And so a lot of the technology has come such a long way in the last few years that virtual credit cards allow you to deliver that experience and also really constrain the risk. You never lose the credit card number. You don't exchange personal information with the different merchants and vendors.
There you go. And you can just pay in store with the app, order what you want, shop Zip at checkout, and you can get an instant decision with no impact on your credit score. So you can see what you can finance there. And imagine as people, uh, uh, do your loans and pay them back, their ability to maybe borrow more gets better as they build an internal sort of credit with you guys.
One of the big things for us is FICO is really a key determinant of credit behavior, but we believe that FICO isn't perfect. It has biases in the system. It's based on historical credit data. And so what we found is Zip does use FICO in its underwriting, but we use a range of alternative data assets, and we actually underwrite every single transaction as it comes through. And so what we learn about customers demonstrates that many times a customer, you might have been in a relationship, had a shared bank account, you've split up, and your credit file has been impacted. But actually, how are you today? And you're fantastic credit, and so we've been able to demonstrate a real differentiation versus the traditional banks. We process about $350 million a month right now, and our loss rates are very healthy. So we've been able to demonstrate that we can underwrite customers from FICO 700 all the way down to 500 and null files, but that these customers are paying back. They're great customers, and we give them an internal Zip score, which is sort of an internal Zip credit score. And the more that you use our product, our services, we get to know you, allows you to build that credit profile over time.
There you go. And people can, they can keep from getting in trouble. They split it into 4 payments. They can pay it off. They can probably match it to, can you choose what date you want? Like if you want to match it to whenever their paycheck comes every couple weeks.
So we've got a couple of features called the payment date change, which does allow you to shuffle a couple of repayments. We are looking at a lot of new and exciting technologies over the next few years where we incorporate bank transactional data into the Zip app and really allow us to start to work with many other transactions across your spending. For now, it's pretty much the pay by bi-weekly with a couple of flexible date changes.
There you go. And then you have an area on your website for how to become a Zip merchant. So if you're a merchant out there, you're looking to sell stuff, you can use Zip to integrate into your flexible sales platform. In 10 minutes, it says no APA is required, and you can basically start utilizing the service.
When we started Zip 10 years ago and you looked at the e-commerce landscape at the time, a lot of sites were on bespoke e-commerce platforms, which meant that if you wanted to, we really wanted to sort of democratize the ability for not just big end of town, but also mid-size and small firms to be able to offer consumer finance, offer installments, offer credit at the checkout that had only been afforded really to the big end of town. And as these new platforms came online, such as Shopify, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, and Wix, and payment service providers such as Adyen and Stripe became more and more pronounced, we had an ability really to plug into that infrastructure. And so you can now basically sign up, become a merchant, and with a couple of clicks of a button, you can effectively activate Zip at the checkout.
Wow.
And so we've seen incredible growth over the last 10 years from the improvements in technology, the improvements in integration. And ultimately, what we're trying to do is remove the complexity and overhead for a merchant or vendor to offer Zip, but even test and experiment with Zip, because the data we see are higher average order values, converting browsers into paid customers, and that it's incredibly complementary to other consumer finance options you might have at checkout, right? Private label, credit cards, and other such alternative payment methods.
There you go. It's according to your website, 20% increase in conversion and top line sales, 80% increase in repeat customer rate, 60% increase in AOV, 20% of all sales processed through Zip. That makes quite a difference on people's website. And imagine they spend more, right? Because, like you said, because they're like, you're like, maybe I'll spend $100 and buy this, and then you're like, well, they can put on a payment program and they got such a
Mhm.
great deal or the sale going on or whatever. Let's buy a few more and then they can take advantage of good deals. And that's usually what I'm after. You give me 50% off something, I'll buy it.
Chris jumps in. Well, I think, the idea that you can buy now, you can buy more, and you can buy better. It really plays to all of those different experiences, as you say, where it's the coffee deal, or I want to get a couple of extra outfits for the weekend, or buy purchases for the kids for Christmas. And where the magic happens is you're on that product page, and you might be looking at the pair of Nike Air Maxes, and instead of paying $200, right below that price, you can see that you can pay $50 times four over those coming weeks. And that's really where all the magic happens. And it's sending more customers to the checkout. It's sending customers with bigger baskets, and those customers have greater intent when they go through the checkout. And so when all those factors come together, merchants are seeing a really healthy uptick in their sales conversion.
There you go. So let's see. They can use it with front end checkout integration with Magneto 2, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, Salesforce Commerce Cloud, Shopify, and CarHook. I know Shopify is huge for commerce and business with Woo. And so they can just instantly they can add a widget if they want to their site and start taking in the dealio.
Spot on.
There you go. So what have we covered on this service that we want to touch on and tease out to people?
Look, I think ultimately think about American population, 35% of America, who really are they tend to skew a little bit younger or a slightly lower FICO. They're caught in the blind spot of financial services. As a merchant, if you're looking to service these customers, a product like Zip is absolutely exciting for you. And we'd highly encourage you to include it at checkout. And as you sort of touched on, it really is plug and play with all the e-commerce plugins and payment service providers. And then equally, for us, the world of financial services is meeting innovation. And I think what you need to remember is buy now. If you go to other countries globally and you look at the share of e-commerce checkout that buy now, pay later represents in places like the Nordics, 20% of e-commerce is going through buy now, pay later. And many categories in countries like Australia have between 30 and 50% of the checkout, whether it's fashion, footwear, and apparel, represented by buy now, pay later. The US is still relatively early on the journey. 12% have come into contact with buy now, pay later, but it's still only a few percentage points of payment volume. So if you think about what's going to happen over the next few years, a lot of the studies are saying that BNPL volumes are going to triple over the next 5 years, and so it's going to really become important hygiene at the checkout, and customers will end up interacting with these products and services more and more. So it's something to be incredibly mindful of.
There you go. It's definitely an exciting field. I see a lot of different pop-ups now for different stuff when it comes to financing. But this is really cool. So give us your final thoughts and pitch out for people to sign up with the service, whether merchants or consumers, and check it out.
Check it out. So look, first of all, we love customers. Customer first is one of our values. We love feedback. So any customers out there, please send us feedback, the good, the bad, and the ugly, merchants or consumers. We want to hear it. We built this company collaboratively with our customers. We have customer immersion sessions in our studios all the time as we learn and iterate. And going into the busy season, if you are a merchant, our team can sign you up in the next week and really help make this holiday season a real strong one. And partnerships. If anyone out there's in the partnership space as well, we've got a team of about 500 over here in the States. And we look at various partnerships with e-commerce retailers every day of the week. So always open for business.
There you go. Well, it's been fun to have you on and definitely insightful. Great stuff there. Looking through some of our comments here. Yeah, I don't see any of the qualify. All right. So thank you very much. We really appreciate it, Larry, for coming on the show. Give us the .co one more time. I think it is.
Yeah, www.zip.co, or you can head to the app stores and download us today. Looking forward to welcoming you on board.
There you go. Thanks so much for tuning in. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, linkedin.com/Chris Voss, youtube.com/Chris Voss, and Chris Voss 1 on the Tickety Talkity. And then there's the Chris Voss Facebook, which is new, where you can talk to the show and the Chris Voss streams on Facebook over there. Thanks for tuning in. Be good to each other. Stay safe. And we'll see you guys